Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Tech Ordnance, and today I have another package I wanted to go over with you. I actually got a little story with this, and I've been wanting to do a video of it, and it just happened to be I had to get another one. I'll explain that here shortly. And so here we get to do an unboxing of another one, and I get to kind of go over what I've felt of the product over the past almost a year. But anyways, as you can see, I'm in a new spot. If you watched my Cryo Chills video, you also know I explained it there, but I'll explain it real quick. I'm working 6 days a week, about 12 hours a day. I don't really have time for the video editing anymore, so this is pretty much what you guys are going to get. Just straight up, raw footage. I start the record, come over here, sit down, do what I need to do, say my piece, stop the recording, upload it. I'd rather give you guys my peace of mind, my information, what I need to get across to you without all the fancy editing. We'll see how this goes. I'd rather give you something than nothing. So, as you can see, I've been kicked out of my own house into the RV because we have some new roommates that were needing a place to stay, so they actually moved into the old command center, gaming center, review center, whatever you want to call it. So I'm actually out in the fifth wheel RV. Actually, when I used to live, I lived in here like 10 years ago when I was single, and so this whole end of the RV was set up like this, minus that monitor used to be there, but the post I took down, I just haven't put it back. Eventually it'll go back there. But anyways, without further ado, this is a radio. It's a very special car radio. Some of you guys, if you're looking at this video, you've probably been interested in getting an Android based radio for your vehicle versus a Alpine, Sony, JVC, or any of the top of the line units. So I was looking at something that ticked all the boxes, and I wanted navigation, I wanted Bluetooth, I wanted a backup camera, I wanted internal storage, I wanted to be able to add things to it, I wanted to be able to customize it, endless possibilities. I wanted tire pressure. I wanted to be able to put Torque Pro on it so I could monitor my gauges. And this ticked every one of those boxes. There's endless expandability with this. You can get modules for it. It can do the TPMS. It can do the HD radio. If you get a Wi-Fi card for it, you can even get a cellular plan, and then you can do Netflix, Pandora. Excuse me. You can obviously connect it to your phone and do all that as well through Wi-Fi or through Bluetooth. But if you put in a dedicated Wi-Fi card, or in my case, what I do is I have T-Mobile, and they have the little T-Mobile dongle thing that plugs into your car and gives you Wi-Fi and diagnostics and stuff like that. In order to use Torque Pro, I needed a Bluetooth adapter, so I actually got an OBD2 splitter. So one is the Bluetooth adapter that communicates with this for Torque Pro, and the other end goes to my T-Mobile adapter, and it seems to work just fine. So this is actually made by a company called XTRONS. I looked into all the Android systems. There seem to be a lot of cheap Chinese bullshit units out there. They were made by who the fuck knows. You ordered it from China. It took 3 weeks to get here. Through another review video, I actually found out about XTRONS. They make hundreds and hundreds of different radios. They even make specific radios that fit into your model of vehicle. This is a universal that fits in a 2-bay unit, but the screen on it, if I remember correctly, is like a 10.1 inch or something like that. It's a massive screen. So as long as it's not going to block your air vents or any buttons on your dashboard, in my case I'm using Explorer for work, and I put this in there and it doesn't, it's perfect. I'll have to show it to you guys in another video. So I wanted something that was quality. With the Android stuff, it seemed like most of it, yeah, it was $200-300 for a unit, but it was coming from China. It was no name brand. You got bullshit warranty with it, and everybody was complaining. They said, it's good for a cheap radio. Well, this is like buying a Sony or a Harman Kardon or JVC, a brand name unit. This was $399 base model. I bought it on Amazon. The reviews were great on it. I got free shipping. It was supposed to be 2 days originally. The 2-day shipping was back ordered, so it took like 3 weeks to get it. They apologized for that, and you know, it was what it was. They're back ordered everywhere. They said they had to bring it in from overseas. They do have a warehouse here in the U.S. In fact, that's where this one came from. And from the time of them shipping it to here, they used DHL, and it made it here in 2 days. So yes, they can get them to you quick if need be. It doesn't have to come from overseas. So XTRONS has a very good reputation. It seems like they have a more robust system. This is the Android Oreo, if I remember correctly. It's a 8-core unit. I used the other one for about, I'd say, 8 months. I loved it. The sound quality is amazing for what it is. Everything worked great. I had a little issues with the dash cam that they gave me. I would probably suggest to get your own external dash cam to use with it, not theirs, because of the fact that I can't get any other third-party dash cam software to work with it. So that's been a problem. Their software is okay. It gets the job done, but I would recommend getting a different camera other than XTRONS. But the radio itself is great. It's really quick. It boots up faster or as fast as a stock navigation unit. You can use Google Maps. It's got some nav built into it. So anyways, let's open it up here. You guys are probably getting impatient. Yes, I'm using a USB cord. Sorry, Barnacles, I don't have a bat knife. So let's see if we can get this in here and see what we got. So anyways, the backstory why I have this new one is the original failed for some reason. It was starting to clip out on the audio. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I messaged them. They said to try a couple things. We tried that to make sure it wasn't an issue with my vehicle or the speakers or the wiring, and we determined it was an issue with the radio. They apologized, sent me a RMA, and I filled that out, sent it back to them, and literally from the time we diagnosed the radio to me getting this one was 4 days. So I can't complain about that. I believe this is just a brand new unit with everything. I left the wiring harness and everything in there, just selling the base unit back. So I think you'll get a true unboxing video here of the XTRONS unit. So there's your XTRONS driving entertainment. This is got the serial number up here. I was hoping it had the actual model number. It might actually be inside, or is it on the box here? I was trying to see if you had the... Yeah, I guess not. I thought maybe it might have it somewhere on here what the actual model was. But this is there on the universal section. They've got a couple different size screens. This is the biggest screen they make that fits into a 2-inch or 2-bay unit. So they've got a very nice presentation. It's boxed up very well. You get a instruction booklet up here on top. That is what your home screen looks like. Which the home screen is user friendly, and you can reconfigure it however you want, coloration, animated background, stuff like that. It's an Android unit. It's like having a tablet in your dash. Which one of the things I was looking at when I came upon this. So you got your top layer there. It's packed in very nicely. And I give them credit. They sent me all the new stuff again. So you got your bezel. You got all of your connections. There's a GPS antenna in here. One of the weird quirks I don't understand is this is the actual pigtail for the radio. But that's the radio connection. And this is... I have no clue what this is. You got to cut it off to make your ends meet with your vehicle. I have no idea what that plug is for. It makes no sense. It seems like a waste of money, but whatever. They got all your backup cameras, video input, video output. It's got dual zones like the premium models do, so your kids can listen to whatever the hell they want in the back seat, and you can listen to what you want in the front seat. It also supports more than 4 speakers. If you need to hook that up, there's a way to do it in here as well. Subwoofer output, backup sensors, all that stuff you can use with this. It's got 2 or 3, 2 USB inputs that are here. It's on a dongle cable. So you can add other devices. That's where the TPMS and all that comes in. You can also do the TPMS straight through an app and use Bluetooth sensors in your wheels. So you've got your mounting hardware here. I ended up not using it in my truck, but that's personal preference because I wanted it at an angle facing the driver. So here's the actual beast itself. So as you can see, that's your normal radio size for a 2-bay unit. There's your screen size. So as you can see, it's packed very well inside there. So let's see if we can get her out of here. Okay. I'm still trying to see if there's a model number here, and I don't think there is. Yeah, they don't have a model number on it. I'll have to put that in the video description. I'll even put a link to this for you, but there's the screen size. You know, this is a standard unit, you know, JVC or an Alpine or something like that you'd put in your car. There you go. That screen is that much bigger. And the screen is really beautiful. It's got a very good response. The coloration is good. The brightness is great. The controls down here are RGB. The angle of the screen is adjustable. You turn these tabs right here behind it and it can actually tilt down or up or straight on, whatever it makes you happy. See, it's got these adjusters right here. So that part of it feels a little clunky. Seems a little cheap, but other than that, the unit is very heavy. The screen is very robust. It doesn't feel cheap. And these suck ass, I'll tell you that right now. I broke one off already. These adjustments do suck. I ended up having to use a shim in the back here to get it to stay where I wanted it. Kind of sucks, but I mean, just look how chintzy those are for that big ass screen. I just couldn't believe that's a $400 unit and that's what you get. But other than that, everything's great. You've got a back here, you got a SD card reader. You can put your SD card in, your reset, and a GPS card. Not sure what the GPS card is for. I've found no reference in their manuals or their website. Looking online, I've found nothing either, so I'm not really sure what that's for. So on the back side, you've got your main connector. It's got this cutout here that says SIM. There's nothing in there, it's just an empty cutout. I know for a fact that the SIM card is a USB dongle like you would use for your laptop, and you plug it into one of the USB ports that comes in the wiring harness. And that gives you direct internet access to the unit. This is actually your Wi-Fi antenna. There's some cool modifications where you can put an external antenna on it and mount it outside the vehicle, so you can actually pick up McDonald's or whatever if you wanted to. But take it from me, the best way to use this unit is have some kind of always-on Wi-Fi connection in the vehicle itself. When I first started playing with it, I just used a hotspot on my phone all the time. It made it great. If you don't want to do it, you can do what I did initially. I downloaded the offline maps to Google Maps. I had the Google Play Music and downloaded my playlist offline, and for the most part it worked fine. You know, I could load everything else on there. If anything else I wanted, I used the USB thumbstick. Load anything else on there. So you've got your radio connection, and then all this right here are all your additional backup cameras, video output, video input, rear left, rear right, front speakers, rear speakers, dual zone, you name it, they've got it. It's really featureful. I'm very happy with it for what I paid for it, and even considering the original did tear up, we're not sure exactly what happened there, but from the reviews I've gotten, it may have been just a faulty unit, a one-off. So hopefully this one will last just as long, if not longer than that unit did. And I'm happy with it. You know, for what I paid for it, I would definitely recommend it, or any of their other ones. If you're worried about getting an update for it, from what I've seen, you're probably not going to get any system updates. The camera software that came with it got 6 or 8 different software updates for that, for the back, front dash cam. And then, but this unit itself never did get any updates. I'm not sure if they ever would. I think it just comes with what it is. If you are pretty handy with Android, maybe you could actually write your own firmware and re-enable it. I'm not sure. I'm not that techie with Android. I'm sure you could write your own apps with it. You can change out the home screen apps, all that stuff. You can even get, there's some third-party apps on the Play Store that allow you to change out the whole look and feel, the home screen of it, everything, so you're not stuck with that stock look that it comes with the little square boxes. There's all kinds of other GUIs you can use with it by just downloading another app and changing the whole look and feel of the home screen. I played with a couple of them, but they come with a radio tuner built in, and for some reason I lost a lot of functionality by using that. This has got a lot of different features like HD radio and the station call signs and what it reads out what's playing. There's a stereo and I called it a lock alert. It would kind of try to stay on a station that was a good quality, and then it would tell you if it was or not, and then you could also scan it, it would auto store everything. With a lot of those features went away when I used that third-party app, so I went back to the stock UI on it. But other than the original failing, I was very happy with it. I would definitely buy this again for another truck. In fact, my wife is about to buy an Excursion. If you know what those are, they're old vehicles. They stopped making them in '05. And believe it me, I will be buying another one of these to go in that truck. No questions about it. I'm not even going to shop around. I know I'm going to just buy another one of these because I was that happy with it. Highly recommend it, guys. $3.99 shipped from Amazon. Can't beat it. Try and buy an Alpine or anything like that. You're going to pay that just for a unit, and then you still have to get navigation on it and everything else. It does have a CD player too. Try and find that anymore. CD, DVD built in. There's some utility, or there's some videos online that show you how to bypass the emergency brake lockout so that you can watch videos on it. I don't know if it was a glitch with mine or what, but initially it never prompted me. I could watch YouTube videos and everything in motion. Not that I was literally watching them. I usually put them on and listen to the background noise. I'll put on like Jay's 2 cents or Barnacle while he's talking about a new processor release, and I'm literally just listening to the specs and what he's saying about it. I'm not watching it. If I pull over somewhere and having to wait on a customer, I'll flip on a video and watch that. But yeah, it never prompted me about the e-brake or anything like that, so I'm not sure why. There's a tutorial video about it. If you can just disable the setting, which I believe is what I did. But anyways, it comes highly recommended. I would definitely buy it again. Hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. This video was probably very long, but I was very impressed with the company. Very impressed with the unit itself. It was more than I was expecting. The sound quality was amazing. The equalizer is great. The UI is great. The fact that it's Android means you can customize it. Endless possibilities, how you want it to look, what apps you want to put on it. It's your radio, do with it as you want. With these other units, you know, I had Sony XAV701 HD, which is a 7.1 inch screen. I think I had that in my dually. That was really nice. It had all the feature sets of this unit, did everything this unit did, but I couldn't customize the look and feel of it. I couldn't add capabilities to it. Definitely couldn't add the TPMS sensors to it. I had Torque Pro. Nope, there was no gauges for it either. There was a standalone module you could buy for it to make it do that. And the only way to do Android stuff on it was to do the mirror link, which was fucking garbage, never worked right in the first place. I gave up on it. Then they said, oh, well, you can do it with an update. You flash an update to the radio, and then you can connect the phone through USB, and it worked. Never fucking worked. You had to root your phone. You had to do a third-party app that somebody developed to make it work right. And then when it did work, you couldn't undo it. It was stuck that way. You have to power everything off and back on. Here's the kicker. That radio did everything this did with a whole shit ton of bullshit that I had to deal with it. The price tag on that son of a bitch was $800 when it was new. $800. I could have bought 2 of these, and it does more, and does it reliably and easier than that $800 Sony unit. So think about that. You know, my channel has always been dedicated to not buying the most expensive shit out there just because it's name brand and everybody loves it and you know it's going to work. I like finding those the red herrings, those cheap units that are fucking great, good quality, it works good, and it's not insanely expensive. You know, you can see I don't have, yes, I have a thermal take card, yes, this looks super fancy, but, you know, if there was better alternatives for some of this stuff, I would have bought that. Yeah, everything in there is pretty much name brand, except for the high bandwidth video bridge. Actually, is a GeForce. Found it by accident. The original NVIDIA one, because they actually stopped making it for that spacing, was like $120 because they discontinued it, and everybody was going after them saying it was the only way to go. I got that for like 34 bucks. It was the cheapest video bridge I've ever seen, even considering the original ones when they were still making them were 50. So, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be a brand name to be a good quality product. My mouse, I don't even remember who makes this. UTech. Never heard of them before, but it's a multi-button mouse. It does color changing. It's got a 9000 DPI. It's got weights in it. 30 bucks. You know, if you want to get a mouse like that from Razer or anything like that, you're going to pay almost $100, $80, $90. So it doesn't have to be expensive to be a good quality piece of equipment. So do your research, look at the reviews on stuff. Just because it's expensive or made by a popular company doesn't mean that's the only way to go. Other small guys and other cheaper options are out there that work just as good, if not better. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this, other than the fact that that's a great radio. Alright guys, thanks for watching. You know what to do. Subscribe down at the bottom, comment, ask any questions, and wait till the next video comes your way, guys. Thanks.